Okay, first thing we were going to do was draw the shape of our stone. So there we go. You can make your stone any shape you like. Then the next step was to moisten it. So I'm just going to do that right now. This is a fun little project you can try if you like before you do the class. It just gives you a chance to practice a tiny bit. And let's take a color, I don't know, any old color. I'm just going to grab a dark color here, and I'm going to start by just outlining where I drew. And I'm going to also consider light direction. Let's pretend our light's coming from here. Just put a little arrow there to remind us. Now I'm going to put that around there, and I want to create a nice sheen on this stone. So I'm going to make that a little bit thinner on that side, and maybe just dot in a little bit of color. There we go. Now I wonder if I don't want it to be quite so dark, I could take my rag. I like to use 100% cotton old sheets or something, save on the paper. Yeah, I kind of like that, a little bit lighter. And it's still got that nice sheen on it right here. Now if you lose your sheen, you can make your brush clean and very thirsty, and you can just soften and you can gain back, but you must clean your brush often if you're going to do that. Whoop, didn't clean my brush. There we go. Clean it and then soften the edges. And you can get a little more sheen if you happen to have covered too much in the first wash. Okay, let's dry that and then we'll talk about shading. Okay, zoomed in a little bit here to give you a better view. I'm going to take a little bit of ultramarine. I like that as my go-to color. Light's coming from this way, so I know we want to have a little bit of deeper shading on this side of my stone. So I'm laying that onto dry. Then I'm going to clean my brush, make it thirsty, which means just going like this on my rag. Okay, and then I'm going to soften that edge just by running my brush along there. Cleaning my brush again, making it thirsty, and softening it again one more time. So now the stone begins to look a little more plump and round. Let's try this side here as well, a little bit. Cleaning my brush, making it thirsty, and working from the clean into the dirty, just softening that edge. So now my stone has a little more plump and roundness to it. Okay, now let's add a little shadow to that. So again, I'm going to take a bit of ultramarine, and the light's coming this way, so our shadow cannot be wider than our stone. It has to be just the same width. So let's have this shadow starting about there, and the light's coming this way, so have that shadow starting about there. And we'll just paint right up, and you can even paint right over top of your stone if you like, because you're just going to be adding a little more shading to it then, and you can soften that off. There we go. Now our stone looks like it's casting a bit of a shadow on the ground. Okay, upload your attempts at this. I'd love to see them, and I can give you as much advice as possible. So thanks for joining me for this little project, and I hope you'll try the full class soon.